Here's a sneak peek about how fake beef rolls are made. The fake beef is mixed with unknown substances and pressed into slices for sale. This kind of fat beef only costs 5 cents per box. This is the beef that costs $41. When placed in water, the meat is layered. It can be torn apart with bare hands, and it has an odd, layered texture. Netizens suspect it to be synthetic meat. It's like paper and can be peeled apart layer by layer. Some bloggers have reminded the public to check whether there is carrageenan on the ingredient list when buying meat products. If there is, the meat is synthetic. Beef is tasty and high in nutrients, but the price is as high as about US $13 a kilogram, so unscrupulous merchants have made fake beef for sake of profits. For example, in February 2023, Sichuan police cracked a case of production and sale of fake beef, arresting 11 suspects and seizing more than 900 tons of fake frozen beef products involving US $4.8 million. How is fake beef made? Some are mostly made from chicken meat, as beef is much more expensive than other poultry meat. To save costs, suppliers make synthetic meat from chicken, duck, or pork and then add some beef paste or beef extract to give it a beef flavor. After these meats have been mixed and marinated, jelly-like substances will be added to create better texture. Some operators can even make elaborate textures on the meat, making it difficult for the public to tell the difference. Even worse, some operators may use diseased cows. To resemble fresh meat in color and luster, certain colorings such as pickled red and nitrite are added. Consumption of such meat can be very harmful. Another type of beef is made from the trimmings of the cow, such as internal organs and ligaments. These parts are purchased at a very low price, then crushed into ground meat and sold to consumers with additives. This is synthetic pork belly bought online. When touched by hand, the meat comes off. It has been reported that the synthetic meat bought on the market is made from various kinds of minced meat and meat of questionable quality. They are mixed, then crushed and pressed. The pressed meat is then cut and divided into packages. A restaurant insider disclosed that beef bone marrow served in restaurants can also be faked. We prepare a piece of chicken breast and put it in the processor, blend it into the chicken puree, and then prepare a leftover cow bone left by customers. Stuff the chicken puree into the cow bone and smooth it out. The cow bone marrow is ready. These cow bones have been used repeatedly, and the marrow is made from material that's not necessarily clean. Do you dare to eat such a dish? It has really challenged people's imagination. Not only that, but pork ribs can be faked too. The bones can be inserted later. No one knows where these bones come from or if they are decent. Also, the essential staple for Chinese people, rice, isn't always safe either. This individual encountered a problem. After soaking the rice in water, the rice turned into mush when he squeezed it with his hand. The individual suspected that the rice wasn't real but artificial rice synthesized with glue. Have you ever seen rice that doesn't spoil? This is the rice I cooked a month ago before I went away. Now I am home. Look at it. The rice looks fine. Smell it. It doesn't smell bad. What kind of rice is this? This is a video filmed in a factory that makes plastic rice. Now, Thai jasmine rice is popular and becomes the hardest hit by counterfeiting. Many of the so-called Thai jasmine rice sold in China aren't imported from Thailand. Most are faked with added artificial flavor. For example, at a rice processing plant in Anhui province, they use a chemical liquid called Thai fragrance to turn ordinary rice into so-called Thai jasmine rice. This liquid is light yellow in color, and just a few drops of it on the rice will give it a fresh scent. 30 tons of ordinary local rice can be passed off as Thai jasmine rice by adding only 2.5 kilos of this flavor agent. What's even more frightening is that 10,000 tons of this fake Thai rice has entered Anhui province every year. It's been sold for years without being detected. What's worse, there were problems with the flavorings used by this company. It was reported that the Thai rice flavorings didn't come from a formal food additive manufacturer, but from an enterprise in Shanghai that makes industrial products and household chemicals. According to the person in charge of this enterprise, they secretly sell the flavor to customers. These so-called flavors have no labels, that is, not approved for use, which means that they may contain ingredients harmful to the human body or haven't been evaluated for safety. A blogger warns the public not to consume 4 types of rice.
真是太吓人了！这4款大米千万不要再吃了。
First, the bulk rice. Although the color of this rice looks normal, to prevent the rice from insects, pesticides may be added. To make the color of the rice look better, it will be polished. Thus, after processing, the rice loses much of its nutrients. Second, rice served in restaurants. Although restaurant rice tastes delicious and smells really nice, it's usually because a special flavor enhancer is added to the rice. Eating too much of it isn't good for your health. Third, pre-made rice such as instant rice. Instant rice is made from recycled rice. After steamed and ground into powder, it's air-dried in the shape of rice. While this type of rice is convenient, additives and flavors are usually used in the production process. Fourth, rice that's colorful and oddly shaped. These types of rice are made with coloring and edible glue. They are just pressed into the shape of rice. Seafood lovers should also be aware. A netizen was surprised to find that the crab legs sold in a seafood restaurant were made of gluten. The crab meat was already seasoned, so I couldn't tell whether they were real or fake meat. After returning to the hotel, I ate a few more and realized that the texture wasn't quite right, which means the crab meat might have been made of gluten. How to make this kind of artificial crab meat? Workers take the secret seasoning and then quickly squeeze on the crab legs. It's done. The crab meat is then frozen and later served to the customers. The general public cannot tell the difference from the appearance. Industry insiders disclose that there is actually a secret to the crab roe at barbecue restaurants. Regardless of whether the crab is male or female, there is crab roe in each crab. First of all, clean the crabs. Use brightly colored egg yolks for better taste. Inject the egg yolks into the crabs and put as much as you can into them. Then take it to the grill. One customer had her eye on a squid product sold online, but she got screwed. I'd like to introduce you to our seafood. This squid foot is all meaty and springy. 12 packs, free shipping. The blogger warns the person not to be fooled, as these were all fakes, but she said they had their own boat. They wouldn't cheat people. The blogger explained it this way. You see, that's how clever they are. A lot of live streamers rent boats and act out. Everything from their speech to attire suggests to customers that their seafood is fresh, or even fresh out of the ocean. This squid is called the American calamari, also known as the Peruvian squid. It's a squid growing in the Americas, so how can they catch it themselves? It's bought wholesale from an ocean-going company and sold on their boat. This kind of squid has a different taste from the squid we have here in China. Despite this explanation, this woman insisted on trying them out. She bought the squid from this store and wanted to find out for herself. When she got home, she realized that even though the squid was big, it became very small and shrunk after cooking. The blogger concluded that the squid was injected with a water-retaining agent. She took a bite of it and found that it had a strong alkaline taste. The blogger believes that caustic soda was added. Caustic soda is widely used in many industries, such as chemical, printing and dyeing, paper making, and environmental protection. It's a strong alkali with strong corrosive properties. A high-risk chemical, it's a highly effective acidity regulator. In food processing, there are often steps where the pH needs to be lowered or raised, but the use of caustic soda on squid violates the law. Let's take a look at some of the tricks used in the fruit industry. Apples, dragon fruits, oranges, and bananas are soaked in chemicals before selling. Many fruits and vegetables have been soaked in medicated water while being planted. Cucumbers that look fresh and have flowers on them are actually the result of medicated water coloring, and apples turn red quickly after being soaked in medicated water, even before ripening. A fruit farmer who grows grapes has revealed a big secret. These years, there is a very popular grape species called Sunshine Rose. Every year, we research how to grow it bigger and bigger. Now it's as big as 25 grams each. But to be honest, it isn't good to consume as it's filled with pesticides and hormones. However, it makes us money. Even though we make money, it leaves us with an uneasy conscience. You can't eat that stuff, even though it looks nice. Another netizen said that she had never encountered such a situation. When eating Satsuma oranges, her hands turned pink. The netizen reminds the public that when buying oranges, if the hands become red, wipe it with a paper towel, and if it's the obvious red, it means the oranges have been dyed with an industrial coloring agent. According to the Food Additive Standard, using any coloring agent for fresh fruits is illegal. Let's take a look at other shady food products. Can you imagine that eggs can be fake too? Let's have a look at what a fake goose egg looks like. The shell of a fake goose egg is very hard, the membrane inside is very thick and solid, and the inside of the egg is liquid. Why are these goose eggs poisonous? Because they are synthetic. Its outer shell is made of calcium carbonate and gypsum, glued together with industrial glue. Using a syringe and through a tiny hole, shady suppliers inject alum and sodium alginate inside as the egg white, and food coloring as the egg yolk. The hole is then sealed, and the fake goose egg is ready when it dries. Think about it. What would happen if your family and children consume this kind of goose egg? The more infuriating thing is that to make a goose egg look more authentic, they even smear chicken droppings on it on purpose. This video might ruin your faith in humanity. Egg yolks inside of the rice dumplings and mooncakes are artificial yolks. They aren't real. Who dares to eat such tofu? It bounces back when dropped gently. It has been made into other soy products and sold in the market. A blogger summarized some of the foods not recommended for consumption in China. First, starch sausage. We may think that the raw material of starch sausage is mainly starch, nothing unsafe. But in fact, the first ingredient is meat. It's chicken and bone puree, which is not recommended for human consumption. Secondly, pre-made pork with preserved vegetables. You may think you are eating pork belly, but it's actually made from garbage meat. That is, the neck meat connecting the head and body of the pig. It's full of lymph and not safe for human consumption. Third, milk tea drinks. Unscrupulous merchants frequently use expired ingredients. You can taste to tell if the ingredients have expired or spoiled. Fourth, pre-cut fruit. It's common practice that they cut off the rotten parts of the fruits and use the leftovers for the fruit tray. Fifth, chicken feet and squid. To preserve the freshness, the ingredients have been soaked in formaldehyde chemicals.